My presentation is entitled The Loss of School Icon. For Indonesian, especially those live in the central and eastern parts of Indonesia, it is assumed that Adventist schools have the best quality of English. Other subjects may stand out in other schools, but for English subject, only it belongs to Adventist schools. So powerful is the public image of this that if they think about English, it will definitely be linked to Adventist schools. And Adventist education managers know this. For the community, English is an icon of Adventist schools. But something big has happened these last few years. Those managing Adventist education are aware there has been a shift in the quality of English in Adventist schools, and it has affected the public image of Adventist schools. The following is the assessment of the Director of Education of the Seventh-day Adventist Church of Eastern Indonesia on this matter.
My dear fellow workers, devoted educators, it is a privilege for me to share with you a little bit about English in our school, especially in East Indonesia Union Conference. English language is indeed a foreign language. It was and it is still is. Back in 1960s up to late 70s or even beyond the early 80s, English was used to being an icon in Adventist organization, both union mission offices and also our schools. So Adventist students from K up to college, mostly, if I may say that, college students were easy to be identified and known by other people from non-Adventists. For one thing, one of a couple of major qualities or prominent qualities of Adventist education, that is English. And we were proud of it. But the questions nowadays to us is this: is English still an icon? Generally, I may say that it is not, no longer. But specifically, in some schools, yes, and yes, to be means in the process to be yes, someday. Mostly are those who belongs to, private schools, international schools, and a couple of church or mission operated schools. Uh, some in Indonesia and in East Indonesia, of course, yeah, belongs to the private ones. That is international schools, of course, yeah, and it is no problem. But for most of our church-operated schools or mission conference-operated schools, it is a big problem. And the question may come up to our mind is this: why no longer an icon?
What exactly happened? It found that there were at least two contributing factors to the decline in English proficiency in Adventist schools.
Another thing is the principals. Principals without English background, educational background, or English experience. Teachers also were very, very textbooks and curriculum focused. They were applying outcome-based teaching. Grade, grade was number one. Was everything. Grade is much more important than even skills. So grade was the determinant of success. How about the skills? Forget it. No wonder today we are all struggling. But it's a very short background, still many more, but I think this could be enough for you to use as something to think over and to find solution. We from education department are working hard to find solution and how to help Adventist education, especially in this point, to bring it back, remaking English as the icon. And I believe because we are international oriented organization, and we are international actually, then we are required to be there. Aside of globalization, competing, other denominations, because even government are getting better, and we are fighting to be there.
So, there are at least two factors that lead to a decline in the quality of English in Adventist schools. The first is the background of the principals. Most of them have lacked experience in English. This weakness certainly affects all elements of the schools. Schools are becoming less oriented toward English mastery. This fact, however, is in line with John Maxwell's statements. Leadership is influence. The second is on the English teacher himself. Often English teachers, when teaching, are more oriented toward the grade of the report card than the skill set. In the end, it will result in students who are worth a good grade on the report card but lack of expertise. Currently, the Education Department of the Eastern Indonesian Union Conference is running an English training program for all principals and teachers who are teaching in Adventist schools. It is hoped that with this training, English will again become an icon of Adventist schools.